First map we're going to explore is Siege of Shanghai, a bustling city landscape. And we're going to start here on E Point. We do get this cool cash register model that when we shoot, money comes out. This is an important part of Battlefield 4. These are all over the game. They love their ice cream. Unfortunately, there's no ice cream inside. This is where I feel like they messed up. There should have been ice cream inside the ice cream container. Look at this glass. This is nice. I really like when they give like glass special design. You see this room a lot. So they still have those like poorly designed interiors where they just didn't want to put assets inside. So this is D Point. This is a nice building model. We have this guy here. We got some TV. I can't tell if this is like an actual person and like actual footage, or did they like use CGI? The resolution is pretty terrible. It's like really pixely on this flat screen. Pretty cool lore building in the map. More kitchen. We do have cans. I didn't notice these the first time. We have empty cans, and then we have more ice cream. These are some lights that are interesting because I can't find these in any other maps. I mean, I find like this model, but when you shoot it, you see that? It does that weird like blue thing. Isn't that cool? It never like fully goes out. I think that's such a cool effect, but I don't see that in any other map, and I've checked. I've been trying to find it. I don't know if it's because of the lighting or something. I saw a walkway, got some seagulls. And here we got the main attraction, the skyscraper of Shanghai, the Sea Point. Okay, so this is the lobby of the hotel, which this is cool. We didn't have anything like this in Battlefield 3. Gold lettering for the Ming Broadcasting Center. Look at that reflection. That's luxurious. So we got a lobby, got some big TVs showing the same thing. They don't really have many channels here, I guess. Kind of cool. Someone had to make that. I wonder how long it took them. And like, it goes for a while. Oh, look, a cat, a monkey. Here's a sofa. They use these a lot, and it looks like they set this up as like a military operating zone, kind of ruining the vibe of this nice lobby. And then we got the elevator. Yeah, this is pretty bare bones. I don't know what this is supposed to be. People just chill out here, taking the view of the city. I mean, it's a good room with like nice windows. Really detailed backdrops. That's what this game does really well. They put a lot of detail. Like, look at that. You can see the cruise missiles being fired. They learned a lot from close quarters. Because you'll see certain items have like destruction animations, like these umbrellas. That's cool. Look at that. Destroy that, revealing the cushions. This would be a nice bar area. I would love to have a drink up here. Great view. So here we have Zavod 311. This is a Cold War Russian style map. It takes place in a factory. And I do really like the environment that we're in. Nice forest. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. That's what Battlefield 4 gets you. And while this factory designed in the Cold War era is breathtaking, there's no reason to talk about this map at all when we have the exact same thing at night. This is the best nighttime map Battlefield has ever seen. Like, I cannot even see the details on my gun. The green lights on the iron sight are really glowing because of how dark it is, and it feels creepy. And another thing is, I guess because they knew how quiet the gameplay on this map would be, they went above and beyond on the ambience. You can hear that owl to our left. But it's not only that. They actually switched the ambience in multiple different spots. As we go into the factory, subtle shift right there. It's getting a little windy. Getting a little creepy as we enter this abandoned factory. We'll go inside here. This is kind of terrifying. Like, you expect some person to just be standing in that light. You hear all these sounds around you. Like, when I was exploring this map, I constantly am checking over my shoulder. I'm like, did I hear something? Is there supposed to be like some kind of creature lurking in the dark? I'm honestly sad that they only added one map to nighttime operations, and you just heard the ambient switch again. I want to take you down to the creek This is even crazier. On the daytime map, the ambience is the same all throughout the map. You hear birds and it's just, you know, a normal day. And then as we get by the water, you can hear the swamp creatures, the frogs, and the creek is also louder. It has a much higher quality sound. Like, this is everything I want in a map. Nighttime, forest with fog, and I don't know what that was. See the fog out there rising in the woods? It's ominous. But you can see where it's like how much they can do with good ambient design. Like, I don't care if there were any buildings on this map. I would be fine playing on this map just being a forest. What was that? Is that a saw? So there's supposed to be like someone out here just working? This is like a horror game. But dude, if every map was like this, I'd be so happy. This is Locking Dam. You can see the dam right there. That's the part you shoot and water goes over. I'm not going to do that. First thing I want to check out is I love these offices. We actually have decorated offices. I mean, it's nothing much. We got the help desk right here. And this is a waiting room, which is insanely... Everything's so gray. I walk in. Another waiting room. Like, they could have put something else. I'd be bored out of my mind if I had to sit in that spot. I'd be kind of creeped out. And here we got the offices. Really nice lighting. Like, look how aesthetic that chair looks with the light hitting it on the back. Like, that's a vibe. I'd be chilling there. They have all this empty space, though. Really interesting map, like, taking place at a dam. We got the dam area. Pretty unique little spot of all this debris and dirty water flowing through. You can go up there, but there's nothing really up there. Alright, this is the D point. This uses unique office assets. This is a lab. This is a... You never see this again. This is unique to this map. Cool, like, turquoise floor. And we got these, like, potions. Also terrible lighting. Do they have any lights? Or they just use natural light? There's no lights on the ceiling. There's, like, physics chairs in this game. Really cool. Then there's another spot. This is nice. This is a nice lobby. This is where the real money is going in. What is this? What is this supposed to be? Why are these so bright? I don't remember seeing these. What is this room? Like a decontamination area? There's no door though. Probably like storage. Alright, and the last thing I want to show off about this map is we have to go to E point over here. And we have these showers. And these are similar showers to the ones we saw in the Close Quarters DLC in Battlefield 3. But these have no way of dispensing water. And we'll see other showers like this where they do put holes on the bottom where water will come out. Like, how? These aren't real. This is a fake building. And yeah, these don't turn on when you shoot them, which is highly disappointing. We're just constantly regressing backwards, it seems. Now we're in Flood Zone. First rain map. And this is what I'm talking about, dude. Kind of hard to see right here, but we do get water dropping down our face as the rain hits us. One of my favorite effects in game. Also, our guns do get wet and shiny. I thought this flooded alley had a peaceful feel to it, with the waves bouncing between walls and the sounds of dripping water. But the part I really like about this map is the apartments. I find them incredibly cozy. I find these rooms pretty cozy, even though they're a little messy. I mean, we got glass and trash all over the place. But we have this soft yellow lighting, this singular light, in this pretty large apartment bunk beds. You can hear the rain hitting the tin roof, the light reflecting off the moist, this is a really moist wall. We do get some unique housing interior. We don't see this model anywhere else. We have these cool looking carpets. Love the designs on them. This is kind of creepy. That's really sick looking. You got like creaking wood. It sounds like someone's walking above us. A lot of open space. Not too much decor, but things that are here are well designed. Look at this. Such a intricate drawer. Oh, that's cool. You can break the bottom part. I like the little town area. I don't know if that's copyrighted. Is this the same chalkboard? 1943 BF2 BF3. These guys played Battlefield. Parasel Storm. A lot of beach maps in this game. They really want to show off the water. And look at this. You can't blame them. Look at those waves going on. They're so shiny. Pretty standard beach map with like some fortification buildings on it. In this building model, I'll show it off because we see it a lot. There's a whole Naval DLC where it's like 4 beach maps, and they're kind of boring to explore because they all look like Parasel Storm. There's a lot of people liked Parasel Storm, but these forts aren't too cool. Pretty empty, not really well decorated, no cool lighting. Strangely, they went with red paint on the walls. This water's so cool looking. All like the individual waves, and look at these ripples we're making. Really good color. It's like realistic. It's not too much. The water is insanely shiny though. I'm not complaining about it. I love shiny things. Look at these god rays. I love that effect. It makes everything look so cool. We also got some parrots. And this staircase is kind of like a liminal vibe going on here. Might find a Slenderman. Where's they always take up the basketball courts, dude? They give you some basketballs. That sounds like a terrible basketball. I think it's the same sound as like chairs moving. I mean, it's pretty. It's BF4's water that really makes this map stand out. Operation Locker, and this is when we really start seeing the chrome gun lighting. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. So this map is a prison in the mountains. Pretty cool idea, but at the end of the day, it's still just a prison. And I might get some flack for this because I know Operation Locker has a lot of love. Gameplay wise, I mean, that's like a different talking point. We're strictly talking about how things look here. I wasn't too impressed with the interior of Operation Locker. There's one part that I feel like is really well made, but I don't think anyone could say like this is interesting. Like we're inside a mountain, everything's concrete or stone. Pretty bland lighting. It just feels like we're in a parking garage. This is easily the top spot in the map. Aesthetically, really cool. You have this guard tower with icicles going around the top because the entire ceiling is broken in. Insane god rays. I can't see anything. I'm blinded. We also have nice snowfall falling through. Other than that, I don't know. It's got a little creepy tone to it. It knows its place. It knows what it's doing. And also we have the outside, which is a cool little part to explore on the mountains. It's just a mountain ridge. You don't see this that often in maps. And we got Hainan Resort, another beach map. Show off that beautiful water physics. The same kind of sky, a little overcast. And we're gonna start in this area. I really like this kind of resort housing they got going on right here. We've got these wooden walkways. Pretty creaky. They're also not the best material. These 2 bullets again. This destroys everything. We also can't open doors. So like, and you also can't break through these doors. So you have to bust through them. And the housing, bare bones, pretty empty, no bed. We do get like a better designed shower head that actually has the ability to dispense water. And look at this. So we got these towels. I was pretty impressed by this. So when you shoot like walls, it makes like, you know, a crack in it because it's a wall. But when you shoot this towel, it makes a rip. Isn't that neat? Like the material has different impact textures. I thought that was so cool. That's a really nice attention to detail. And these are all the same. Just the same empty housing. It's a nice beach resort. And the main attraction is right there. That hotel that we'll be staying in. And dude, something I really hate about Battlefield 4 is they did terrible with the pool. It's like, what's going on here? We got fly ambience. Look at all this garbage in here. Like, I get it. Like, you know, wind came through, maybe a hurricane blew everything in. But we're not going to find a single good pool in this game, and I will bring it up every time it happens. Because this is the game with the best water physics, and they couldn't make a good pool. Crazy. So this is the Gold Coast Hotel. Walk inside the lobby. Lobby's kind of mid. We have all these, like, supply boxes everywhere. We have this fountain. I wouldn't even say this is a nice fountain. It's pretty boring. No colors. Gray. It does play music though. Here we got this projector area. I do like the material of the projector. It's just cool reflective silver. And it also has that neat detail of ripping when you shoot it. Very immersive. The ambience is really chill and quiet in here. This is a nice little room. You can watch a movie. Good aesthetic lighting. Pretty small. You can only fit 3 people in here. Why is this so dark? This is just a void. Like, we have a light. Why is this... This is pitch black. Let's talk about Dawnbreaker. It's a nighttime city map with these neon strips on the sides of buildings, which adds some pizzazz. The burning skyscraper is also a feature that can be appreciated. I did notice in some areas the atmospheric effects can get a bit busy. Right here we're seeing ash, paper, and fog on a heavily littered road, which can be a lot to look at. This map has a pretty nice backdrop. We can see other parts of the city lit up in the distance. And I like how the light reflects off the river, giving it that glow. The anti-air guns are pointless though. They're not shooting at anything. Here we're at Rogue Transmission. This is an iconic map. Really cool environment. We're in like the jungle. You hear a lot of animals and bugs. The main attraction being the giant dish in the center. Most of the points are like pretty boring because we're going back to that everything's under construction type vibe. The ambience in this map. What is that? Is this always here? Or is this just me? Okay. Moving on. The really cool thing is you can hear the ambience, you can hear the jungle, animals. There's a completely different soundscape underneath the dish that I find so interesting. It kind of has like a horror element. It feels like more nocturnal animals are probably like living under here because it's dark. It kind of has like a Jurassic Park vibe to it. Like there's something lurking around. That's like a bat. And then you can hear the metal of the dish creaking. I mean, this is an insanely giant structure that we're beneath. But I was kind of like spooked out when I first walked under here. Like that, is that a monkey? I don't know. And I really like this little attention to detail. This is where the water falls through. This like center drain part. Really nice looking water. I feel like I could take a sip out of it. It's just... Moving on to the first DLC map packs. We got Silk Road, a desert map. I do like these little water pool areas. They're easily surrounded by these dying trees. We got splashes. Oh, you can also see the heat waves coming off the desert. It's a nice little detail. This is like a little desert village. They got their water supply right there. And this map is like really windy. Also, these are on other maps, but the way they do like reflections of these cars, you can like look in and just see like a whole different world. They just take like a JPEG of the map. Fire's not even animated. Of course, like no one's gonna be like walking up face planting into the window. We do have these little makeshift tent things with these really colorful doors on them. I've seen better desert maps. I mean, they did accomplish the vibe of making a desert. Guan Peaks. I'm just guessing how these maps are pronounced. I really should have like looked them up. This is a nice map. I really like this map, and we'll see a really cool area in the center of the map, but it takes place in these Chinese mountains. And what a beautiful environment. It's so magical, man. Also, I really like this in 1911. I think it has like ridges on the back. It's really detailed model. You can't really see. Look at that. Such a nice model. You got the shiny slide. Okay, so here's one of the entrances. There's a cave system, and there's different like trails you can go on. This is Trail of the Dragon. So it's like an attraction. They got this lighting so you can see the caves. And you get this cool cave ambience. Oh, look at this lighting, dude. You got the stalactites dripping water. This is so pretty. I honestly wish the entire map was just a cave system. That would be a cool map idea. This is only one of the trails. There's one that's better than the rest, simply because it has a waterfall feature. Yeah, a nice little waterfall. I think the other one has a waterfall too. These really bright lanterns. They really stand out in this environment. I kind of like don't like these waterfalls because it has these three like spraying areas. And you can see how they like stick out. And they just were added on top of the waterfall. I don't know, I felt like they could have been left out. Also, like, it's not really hitting the rock, it's all floating. That's just nitpicking. I'm just picking nits, and this flows out into like that farm. And then there's one more trail, I believe, on the other side that I like. It's beautiful. Let's take this in. Nice ambience, birds. We're in the jungle. We're weaponized in the jungle. Got this long waterfall flowing down with platforms intertwining around it. This is a good cave. One of my top spots in Battlefield 4, I would say. We haven't seen any cave systems like this. And I got the light shining. Just messed up that guy's TV. I want to talk about this map just because it's the same thing as Guan Peaks, but it takes place during sunset. I feel like that always needs a shout out. See like the sun hitting the fog off in the distance, creating that really cool effect. I can see myself sitting by this tree, just thinking, what does it mean to be? Alright, Caspian Border in Battlefield 4, and you can immediately tell the big change they made is they made it take place during the fall. And that is such a good change to this map. This is so pretty. Like, look how different, like the colors of the trees are just crazy. Leaves falling, bright reds, greens, and yellows. I thought it'd be fitting to start off in the same place we covered in the Battlefield 3 video. Look at this water. It's a little brighter. It's a little more chromy, I would say. It's like really shiny. This is just pleasant. We do have a wall, which is great for Caspian Border. Their border security has been increased. And this is part of the Second Assault map DLC. It's a bunch of maps from Battlefield 3 and also Gulf of Oman from Battlefield 2. And really take this one in because the rest of them suck. I hate the rest of the maps. This is the only good map they brought back that's like different, and it has good additions. I really like what they did with this point. They added this underground section, which is the control area for the Caspian Border tower. You got a server room. I really like their server models. They have this blue lighting, neon color, and it's fun to destroy them and just explore. Because they added the cool revolution effect when this thing falls. I'm only showing this one because I had a player join my server that I was walking around on and he blew it up. So they also brought back Operation Firestorm in Battlefield 4. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but I don't understand why Operation Firestorm keeps being remade. Like, they remade it in Battlefield 6 as well. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad map, but I don't think it's that standoutish. It's not something that, like, oh yeah, bring it back for the next one. I want to see Operation Firestorm again. I don't think... Is anyone really saying that? I feel like there's better maps they could have brought back. I want to talk about these destroyed office buildings I found on this map. I didn't cover this in my Battlefield 3 video, and I wish I did. But there's this blue carpeted office building on Firestorm that's dimly lit and has this creepy ambience, kind of like it's haunted. I got excited to see what they did to them in Battlefield 4, only to find that the building model in this version has a giant hole in it, kind of ruining the office building experience. But I still had hope because there's a second office building. And in the BF3 version, this one's a little better. It still has the same carpeted blue floors, but it also has a computer room for the people to do their office work. But when I went to the second building in Battlefield 4, guess what I found? It also had a giant hole in it. And they just got rid of all of the computers. I guess the blast just incinerated all of them. I just find it interesting that the one niche spot in Firestorm that I liked was ruined in the newer version. I haven't even seen the Battlefield 6 version, so I can't comment on the current state of affairs, but this was a sad discovery for me. I don't understand why they felt the need to destroy these buildings instead of letting players destroy them themselves. I mean, that's kind of like the whole point of Battlefield. Operation Metro. Big change they made is they flooded it because they wanted to put their pretty little water all over the metro. Here's a comparison of the BF4 Metro train cart and the BF3 version. And then it's just all... I mean, we still got the shiny tiles, kind of. It's a little dirtier. Everything's just dirtier. Like, look at that. They ruined this column. What happened? They just throw grenades down here and then there's bullets everywhere. I don't like maps that are destroyed unless it's done in a really cool way. Like, I feel like they just messed up Metro. Like, they came and just made it messier. They also added these like wooden beams holding up this crumbling ceiling that has a bunch of water in it. And they put these like all over the place. I don't think they're that interesting. They just take one shot and then like some rubble falls and that can kill people. I will say they did make the floors a lot shinier, which I do like, but it's just kind of ruined because everything's just still pretty messy. But that was still the same in the Battlefield 3. This part was still pretty messy in Battlefield 3, so can't complain too much. I just think the metro part is kind of ruined. And then this has some nice lighting. I think these lights are better than the Battlefield 3 ones. They're pretty bright. Are these immortal lights? Wow. Here we are back in Gulf of Oman. I got roasted for pronouncing that wrong the first time. Out of Gulf of Oman. And we have a sandstorm coming in, so I kind of have to be a little fast. Starting off where we started it last time in the Battlefield 3 video. It's Johnny's Mini Market and Tiger Beauty Salon. And they are not doing well. First of all, no glass on the outside. It's just an open door. And there's no items for sale. It's been converted into an operation base, I guess. There's no computers. They just have like military army green desks. We do have some supplies over here, and we got the milk. But look at this. No milk explosion effects. It just turns into paper. How lazy. This map is just the worst version of itself. And let's go upstairs. Remember we had that nice detailed living quarters? Nothing. Completely empty. And a destroyed building. Let's just go ahead and blow up half the wall for you. Why don't you let me do that? But it gets worse. It gets worse. Let's go and check out the hotel pool. You know, that was such a cool part of the map. We love pools. Look what they did. What is this? Here's what it used to look like in Battlefield 3. Like, at least we get a filled up pool, but they completely ruined the wall tiles of the pool. They're not bright at all. They're just this boring white. Then someone had the audacity to throw a chair in. Like, why did they have to put a chair inside the pool? Like, just leave that out so I can go swimming. And it's really upsetting. I mean, at least, you know, we can now dive under the water. That's fun. You would think the game with the attention to water physics and how waves behave would have a better pool. At least some kind of cool water. But this is just really boring water. Compared to what we've had before, this pool doesn't pull me in. I don't want to go swimming here. We do get to finally go inside the hotel. We have these like wooden elevators playing Battlefield 2 music. This is cool. We got like a hotel hallway. It's kind of dirty. Someone's mattress just out here. This is a nice little seating area though, at least. I can see like chilling here. I don't know, man. They even got rid of the second pool that was over there. It's all ruined. All the buildings are destroyed. And they just took out a lot of the detail. And then a big aspect of this map is, of course, the sandstorm that comes in. Which is, like, cool to an extent. The only problem is that it doesn't go away. When it comes in, that's just like the rest of the map. And it's like, I hope you had fun seeing things. I'm just in sand world now. It's really windy everywhere. Trash is being blown all over the place. But it's like a cool idea. I think they should just have it, like, go away. And here we're at Lost Islands, a nice tropical map. Bringing back the turquoise water, always a fan favorite. Not bad. The whole theme of this map is a plane crash-landed, castaway type scenario. Nice little waterfall cave for one of the points. I really like this design. I think it's cool. You get to go under the waterfall. You just have this moist cave. See how wet all the rocks are. It's cool lighting. It's making our guns turn chrome again. Always a fan of cave. This is something Battlefield 4 is doing well. You know, they've introduced some cave aspects. It's like Minecraft in here. And here we got one of the main points of interest in the middle of the map is this plane. There's also a shark, and you can see the outline of it swimming underneath the water. This guy's kind of scary. You just see like his silhouette. It's just a docile creature. They should have had like shark attacks. Levolution, $79.99. They have minor plane ambience, but it's not cool. It's pretty generic. Can't even see the cockpit. I do like the water. The water is pretty. It's probably the prettiest water we've seen so far. And here we are at Nansha Strike, the second map in the Naval DLC. To me, this is just a Parasel Storm. Don't pay attention to that. It's just Parasel Storm version 2. It has the same exact vibe, taking place on an island. It's windy. We got the same model houses. It is kind of creepy, like being out in the open ocean, though. It glitches a little bit with how big the waves are. But if you dive under, blue. It'd been cool if there's like creatures you could see moving at the bottom. Now we can see the same thing. This is Wave Breaker. It takes place on a hidden submarine facility. This is a pretty map. It's peaceful, the water's calm, the sun's setting. I just felt like they could have had more unique environments instead of making them all beachy islands, like maybe some like Arctic islands. And then we have this facility that's just really run of the mill, nothing too special. Like here's this dirty kitchen. You don't even have food anywhere to shoot. Like give me some food. And then here's the wave breaker. Like it's like, okay, cool, I guess, you know, submarine. Now we're on Operation Mortar. And this is my favorite one of the naval maps. Take place on this island resort, another island resort. We got very calm water. The sun is, I imagine, setting. And so we have this really interesting lighting. But the most interesting spot is none of these bungalows, but this fort over here. And why they didn't make the whole map like an ancient fort, I don't know. I think it would have been cooler. Now, I thought this was funny. You can use the cannons and fire cannonballs. And look at this view. Look at the colors of the reflection, the red and yellow. This is pretty. Like the water is nice. I see why they made the maps. I just thought they could have done more of it. Seagulls are seaguling. But the coolest spot is you can actually go down into the fort. And of course it's been turned into like a tourist attraction. But it is still pretty cool to go inside this cobblestone fort. This is the main room. You can enter, get some creepy fort ambience. They made it a little dusty. Like this is insanely dusty. I would not want to walk through here. I feel like one breath and my lungs are just toasted. Got these long old hallways with slime. I mean it's just water, but it kind of looks like it's a slimy wall. For the naval, dude, I think the naval DLC is pretty weak. Like aesthetically, they kind of just did the same thing 4 different times. Let's move on to the Dragon Teeth DLC where we start to get a little interesting. Here we are at Pearl Market. This Desert Eagle is so large compared to the other pistols. But this is an interesting map. It's an urban market shopping area in a Chinese city. You can kind of see how like green everything looks, which I like it. I think it makes the map feel different than the other maps. We got a bus. This is a cool little double-decker bus we can walk into. No special bus ambience, but it is cool to be inside. You can also go on the 2nd floor. That's fun. I really like these lights. These light bulbs are unique to this map. They're indestructible, but they do have physics. That's cool. Like make it swing back and forth. And then here on the A point, there's these really weird empty rooms up here. This one, kind of strange. Really open. We have just one light dangling from the ceiling. Is that collision? Oh my god. Like this is a cool street with all the signs. It's a unique spot. I think they picked a really good spot for like a market map. We also have like these yogurt machines, which I feel like could have been better. Can't even break the yogurts. It would have been cool if they like popped in the yogurt, but you know how they feel about airy effects exploding out of things. This cool little dark alleyway with all these red lanterns. The ambience changes a little bit. And here we got the light bulb market. Just a bunch of light bulbs all over the place. They're indestructible, which is just a weird thing they would miss. I mean, you're making this model that's just a giant light bulb hanging. You think they would let you pop them. And this is one of my favorite spots on E Point. You can go up these stairs. Also, look how moist the walls are. Nice little desk and lantern greeting you. Then we get this red carpet. I love carpeted floors. And this takes you to the E Point, which is this lovely little diner on the rooftop. Really well decorated. But I would eat here. I think they would have some really bomb food here. Here's some really weird rooms right here. They're like really, it feels like too open. There's like absolutely nothing. Not even a chair. No furniture at all. But these are some creepy liminal rooms. Alright, let's take a propaganda. This is an interesting locale for a map. It takes place in Pyongyang in North Korea. Everything is just gray and red. They love this piece of art. They love these mountains. They put this art piece in every single building. Like, I get it. The mountains are cool. Look at this little... This is like a little waiting area. It's crammed into this corner. No AC at all, so you're just freezing. This is kind of creepy. And here, this is a school. We have a classroom right here. I don't know if the propaganda is copyrighted. And this is the same chalkboard that we saw on the other map, because they know about Battlefield as well. Interesting. Here we have another rain map, Lefini Gardens. This map's a pretty cool idea. It's like this garden attraction that you can go to, walk around. We got nice water effects dripping on our face. I always love that. And there's a Levolution thing. I'm not going to show it because I think it's pretty whatever. We got some water. The lily pads are interesting because they're just like a part of the water texture. You just see them ripple as well. One of those maps where everything's just wet. Seems to be a big theme of Battlefield 4 is just water. This is the water battlefield. This kind of pisses me off. Over here we have this ice cream store. And we know that they have an ice cream container model. And there's not a single one in sight. This is it. What are they cooking up here? Why do they have ovens for an ice cream store? Oh, I got a bathroom in here. I hate how you can't open these. You have to like blow them up. There we go. There's the toilet. A little rusty. Gross. And we have these nice little rooms. I guess you could probably stay in. Maybe not, because it's just a... I guess you just hang out in here and eat your ice cream. I don't know what else you would do. This rain is coming through. Look how shiny this wall is. This is a glistening wall. It's beautiful. Here we got a train in the rain. It's kind of nice. You can hear the water pattering on the roof above us. If they just combined this with the metro train ambience, probably would have been peak map design, honestly. This is a Sunken Dragon. That's the dragon that is currently sinking. And it's the only spot we're going to look at on this map. There's like boats and stuff, but they're not really that interesting. Okay, there is something interesting about these boats. Weird thing about this boat is we have this like interior where people sit. There's no door. Like, this is not a door. It's not even a sliding door. There's no way to get inside here. It's just a bunch of windows. This is like the only spot that's really interesting. This is really claustrophobic. Here's the main lobby. It's flooded. It's got to make everything have water, because the water is so cool. And this is a spot that matters. I don't know if that's copyrighted, but it is a banger. This is a cool little like dance area. This is a vibe. You have this window so you can see below you. This bar is bright. We have these new TV effects. I really like this one. That one's exciting. Then we have all these drinks. Unfortunately, they just blow up in the glass. They don't have liquids. We really don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. Like that milk exploding effect in Battlefield 3. Insane detail. We have nothing like that in Battlefield 4. We got a cool neon sign. This is cool. Alright, this is the Final Stand DLC. The first map we're looking at is Operation Whiteout. It's called that because everything is snow. And this map's pretty bland, honestly. I mean, that building looks really cool over there, that like research station, but you can't go inside it. It's not even snowing, just like blistering wind blowing into our face. We do get some shiny ice texture. That's looking pretty funky. This is my favorite part of the map. It's like this icy ravine that you navigate through. Like, cool natural formation. And we have an ice cave, but this is nothing compared to Star Wars Battlefront Ice Cave. This is a sad excuse of Ice Cave. I don't like these flares. They kind of ruin the vibe happening here. You got more deeper wind inside the cave. At least the ice is really shiny. It looks good. Ice does look good. I'm a big fan of Battlefield 4 ice here. Hammerhead, the next map of the Final Stand DLC. We got a frozen lake, and then a non-frozen part of the lake right there. I really like this map. It's I think it's better than Whiteout because we have this soft snow falling. It's not really making any sound. It's just luscious. And the main feature we're looking at is this secret research facility inside that little mountain right there. But there's something that really important to show off. Check it out. This is the Final Stand DLC. We got a frozen lake, and then a non-frozen part of the lake right there. I really like this map. It's I think it's better than Whiteout because we have this soft snow falling. It's not really making any sound. Just luscious. And the main feature we're looking at is this secret research facility inside that little mountain right there. But there's something that really important to show off. Check it out. Little snow Godzilla attacking a city. Pretty cool little Easter egg. This snow building is like really detailed. That's impossible to make something like this. Can't destroy the Godzilla, unfortunately. You can't destroy a snow building, so. But yeah, it's a winter wonderland just in time for Christmas. I really wish there were like some Christmas lights hanging in these trees. As we're nearing the end of these maps, am I crazy in saying like most of Battlefield 4 maps are not that good? Like I think Final Stand has some pretty quality maps, but this is the last DLC. And even this map, I wouldn't say is anything spectacular. Like when we're looking at other Battlefields, there are maps that are like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. These maps just kind of, I don't know. They feel like Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 has an interesting feeling that I feel like I could never really get behind. Here we're in the facility. There's this cool room. This is a sick room. It's like a test chamber. I do like this room. We have this interesting like lighting here. I like how they made a flag right in the middle. What the hell is the XD1 Scipitor? Like, what a weird design. It's just an engine with a gun, I think. And it's flying around. This is so silly. Who thought of this? It doesn't really speak future to me. Like the whole theme of this DLC is supposed to be futuristic. Like they're working on test things. And there is a map where we do see a railgun. That's really cool. This room is scary. This is like an intense ambience, red lighting. Get me out of here. This is Hangar 21. I heard a lot about this map. This is probably the map I was most excited to finally see because I've seen people hype this one up. I have some interesting opinions. I do like the environment. We're on this mountain side and we're in between the transition from like this forest area with the trees and then it goes into the Arctic peak. And we have this starscape above us that is beautiful. And look at this layout. Look how it just highlights the giant hangar inside the mountain that you can go inside. Like, that is where you want to go. It's like calling. Wind is kind of creepy. The wind ambience is actually insane. Let's maybe hear the sound of like... Oh, that's an animal. That's beautiful. Now, I have some interesting opinions on this map. The points themselves are boring. We're about to approach one right here in front of us. But they all look like this. And I was a bit disappointed because people were like hyping up this map. Then like, oh, Battlefield 6, like if they did Hangar, it'd only be the Hangar. Which I think people are like, maybe a little too much. Like this is nothing exciting right here. It's just like a vehicle depot, machinery. There's another point right there, that radar station, which has a boring building. And then we've seen that model before. It does have a railgun on top of it. The railgun is cool. That is really cool. I like the blue laser. If you want something to look futuristic, just make the laser blue. And look at this. That's sick. Sick reload animation with like the smoke coming out when you pop the bullet out. But these points are pretty lackluster and a little lazy, I would say. Here's another one. It's the exact same idea. It's just like a truck station. And we're going to start climbing this mountain up to the hangar. Now the Titan is like pretty boring. I mean, we just have like construction supplies. We got steel beams, cargo containers, scaffolding, just this empty space. I understand it's under construction again, like everything. Driving station, nothing going on here. They didn't place anything. I don't know why they didn't make it like further along. I feel like that would have been more interesting. They could have more gun emplacements on it. I like this red. These signs are pretty nice. I made these little like research areas. These are weird. You see all this like blue lighting? Where is it coming from? I don't know if they forgot to put lighting fixtures in, but this lighting is magic. These things should not be illuminated. I like this. There's like metal corridor underneath. And you just have the humming. It's like we're in the back rooms. This is the last map of the Final Stand DLC, Giants of Corellia. Another rain map. This one taking place in the Russian forest. This is cool. Give me a nice, lush rain map with nature, and that's a dub. And we're gonna go ahead and show off the coolest area right here. There's another secret facility, and these guys are making the bipedal walkers found in 2142, which is another game that I need to look at. I feel like that game could have some hitters. But here we can see the construction of these walkers. I forget what they're called. Pretty cool looking. It'd been cool if they let you drive one. Like, I feel like that would have been a no-brainer. And here we have some more giant hallways. I think this space is a cooler design. I like how the ceiling is part of the mountain. Like, they just kept the rock in place and just built into it. Look at this thing. This is a cool little spot. We don't see this texture anywhere else. This, like, tinfoil. You can actually climb inside. Really bright and shiny in here. Chill inside the shiny tube. We got rain coming through the ceiling.